Alrighty, and here's the last of the videos for, well, it's not the last, there's maybe a couple more coming from the Mastermind Creations, the Knight Morpher Cyber Engine. This is KM-07 Warper. Obviously the Sky Warp analog in the Hearts of Steel Seekers from Mastermind. Thanks to TJ Duckett for letting me borrow this. He actually sent me his test shots of this and Stormer, but they got held up in the mail, and as it turns out, my retail copy of Stormer, my actual production version of Stormer, showed up the other day. So I didn't need that, but I did get Warper here, and now we can show all of them off together as they were meant to be, a team of brothers, or backstabbing eliminators, or whatever you want. I guess Starscream's really the only backstabber in it, but you know, the Seeker trio, or the Eliminator trio, as the comic calls them. I'm assuming he will come packaged in retail packaging, much the same as Stormer. Of course, he'll come in retail packaging with the third part of the comic that they've been setting up with the fourth part, technically, if you count Cyclops, with Cyclops' plan to take over the world using faux leaders. But yeah, here he is. I mean, you see he's just a black and purple and silver version of this mold. He does come with his signature weapons, which are these dual-barreled cannons here on the side. And again, you saw all three of these weapons with the Awakening version, which came with all three sets in gray. And now you get to see them all on their individual respective characters. As you can see, I got to talk about the Batwing. I think the Crow version might even look more like a bat plane, but from the top you can see it really kind of looks like a giant flying batarang, or this could be like an 1800s bat jet type of deal, or early 1900s bat jet. So yeah, but purple and silver. The purple, I've seen a lot of photos that make this purple look almost pink, like the Classics version that came in the 2-pack with Ultra Magnus. It is nowhere near that bright. It does have a little bit of a pinkish purple cast to it, but it really is a rich purple, and doesn't come off nearly as bright and as it does in photos. So it's really nice. It's not quite as dark as G1 Skywarp, but it really is a nice purple, and it looks great mixed in with the figure. I'm assuming that any of his little screw hole covers that he'll come with them, as well as a extra piece of track like Stormer did. They might be black, they might be purple. I almost kind of hope they're hoping for purple because it'll match his arms a little better, as well as I think the little purple dots sticking out here would be cool. But yeah, they might be black rivets, they might be purple rivets, but he'll come with a little screw hole fillers as well, most likely. So yeah, well, since we've seen this mold a couple times, let's go ahead and get him into robot mode. Not that he's not any less awesome because of it, but we have seen this transformation a couple of times now, so you should have it down. Hopefully most of you by this point have at least one version of this mold and have experienced it for yourself. And if you haven't, I highly recommend picking up whichever color is your favorite, whichever character you prefer. I do recommend checking them out if you're so inclined, because they really are just a beautifully designed and a really neat, fun figure from Mastermind. About the hands, like I said, we're not doing a step-by-step commentary on what I'm doing here, because again, we've seen it. But yeah, the silver torso, little black dot, little silver dots. I don't know if they're like Stormer from what comparing the test shot to my production version Stormer. I don't think had any changes, because he does still have the painted stripes in there. It's just the silver matches very closely, but the silver in the back of these grooves here actually is a little bit darker than the silver around the rest of it. At least it appears to be. Maybe I'm wrong, but oh well. Yeah, so you can see that right there. That's a good shot. So yeah. So it looks like he's probably going to come with... This is pretty much what you're going to get come retail release. I should have brought that down first. The WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. So yeah, bring the head down, flip out the fins here. I find it does help if you turn his head to one side or the other to flip out the fins. Just a little quicker, gives you a little bit easier access to the fins. You can get them from the top, but it's a little bit more problematic. And there he is. Fold the fins down. Again, a very nice, rich purple on him. Very stunning. The same way I feel about Thundercracker's blue. It's just a really, really nice looking purple, and I really like it. Plug his guns back on here, and there is, here we go. There's Warper in robot mode. He's a little, just the lighting here is a little dark. Let's see if we can get up a little closer on his face. Get a little bit of details. You can see he doesn't have the smirky face. Let's see if we tilt his head up a little bit. There we go. Just a better shot of his face. He's got the straight line mouth, no smirk. But yeah, he's the third and final one in the line. Very nice, very cool. Again, you can rotate these till it'll be less obtrusive. If you don't want them to be quite as wide, you can rotate them like that. And just for the sake of comparison, here he is with, you saw him in the opening credits, but here he is with Starscream and Thundercracker. Just a gorgeous looking trio of figures. The Crow's coming out. They said they might do cone heads. I don't know if, I have not heard that directly from Mastermind. I saw it in one of the threads on TFW that apparently it was mentioned they were going to do cone head versions of these. I have not confirmed that. Don't take that with a grain of salt. But they have shown the Crow mold, which is basically an all black and teal mode with like some gold highlights picked out and like a more generic drone-ish head. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, just a nice end piece to the Seeker trio, the classic Seeker trio of Starscream, Skywarp, and Thundercracker, or in this case, Screecher, Stormer, and Warper here. But yeah, like I said, I definitely recommend picking up at least one version of this mold because it really is just a class act and a really nice design all the way around. So there it is, Mastermind Creations KM-07 Warper.